dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Good evening again. We continue to monitor a developing story out of Perry County tonight where several schools went on lockdown this afternoon. That lockdown has since been lifted, but we understand there was an incident near exit 59. That's near the intersection of the Hal Rogers Parkway, Highway 80 and Highway 15 where they all come together there not far away from the Walmart area. Now, we are told by police a bullet was found in a windshield of a vehicle. Now, whether this was just a stray bullet or something more is still unclear, but as far as we know, nobody was hurt and police have not found anybody doing anything they weren't supposed to be doing. We are certainly still waiting for more information to be released by police, and we'll pass that along as soon as we get it. Obviously, tensions are high because of what happened Saturday in Laurel County, and today marks the 5th day in the search for the man who police say shot 5 people along Interstate 75. Now, this is Joseph Couch, the person local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies continue to look for. WYMT's Amelia Lee joins us now live from Laurel County with the latest on the search. Amelia.
Steve, as of right now, we don't have any major updates on the whereabouts of the suspect, Joseph Couch. But I was able to talk to Major Bobby Day. He is with the London Police Department, and he was actually there on Saturday. He got the call to go to I-75 when that shooting happened. Day says that he has been working hard, as has many other agencies. He says some people are working in the manhunt. Others are working on investigating the situation. And then there are some hanging back here in London, making sure that the community feels safe.
You know, today was a big day for a lot of folks here in London as we've started some daycares back. We've started some private schools. Some of the Christian schools started back.
He says having police patrol around schools has given some peace of mind to folks as they work to go back to normal.
We're there to protect you. We're there for you, and hopefully give them some peace of mind.
London Christian Academy Principal Greg Gilpin says the London Police Department gave him the information he needed to make the decision to go back to school.
Their presence on campus was a great comfort.
Major Day says finding the suspect, Joseph Couch, is something that has been consistently going on since Saturday night in different wooded areas.
The search never ceased. The ground, the bodies in the woods slowed down during that time, but you know there were still searches going on.
The Kentucky State Police, the London Police, the Laurel County Sheriff's Office, the FBI, and the ATF have all been working together. According to Major Day, agencies have also been using canines, drones, thermal imaging devices, and helicopters.
You name it, it's been used and will continue to be used.
All in an attempt to locate Couch.
We truly want to find this guy, and we truly want to bring this situation to an end, and for the peace of everybody involved. So we're hoping and praying that we find him, and you know, we can bring peace to the community.
Major Day says he and others in the London Police Department they're holding up well. He says at this point they just want to find Couch, and they want to make sure that their community can feel safe and protected. Right now, there is no word on where they think Couch might be at the moment, but they are continuing to search the Daniel Boone National Forest. In Laurel County, Amelia Lee, WYMT Mountain News.
And Amelia, that reward still at $35,000?
Yes, it is. And that is making community members feel a little bit better knowing that that reward is out there, hoping that it can help find Couch as well.
All right, Amelia Lee, who's been on this story since the beginning. We appreciate you, and we'll stay on top of it. Thank you. Now, we understand there will be no school for Corbin Independent Schools for the rest of the week due to this ongoing manhunt. According to a post on Facebook, it says the school will utilize non-traditional instruction or NTI days. The post also says that should the issue be resolved before the weekend, administrators will make a statement regarding school opening back up. Other schools just in the last hour or so we've learned about. Williamsburg Independent will also have NTI days the rest of the week. The Whitley County School District is also closed the rest of the week. They will not have NTI days. Laurel County and East Bernstadt will also have NTI days just on Thursday. They haven't made a decision about Friday yet. We have all this information being compiled on the news app and WYMT.com as the schools put those in. Of course, that will update them throughout the night. Last night, Rockcastle County school officials announced their return to the classroom today. A social media post defined the school day as a lockout, detailing safety precautions like requiring students and staff to remain inside the locked doors all day, among many other precautions. The only way to leave is to be escorted out. Rachel Riddle was one parent who did send their child to Rockcastle Middle School today.
I told my son, like, we can't live like we're hostages. If there's kids in our community that are safer in the school than they are in their homes at times, there's kids that don't have food. I know there's going to be a lot of people that choose to keep their kids home, and I support that decision too.
Riddle says her 8th grader had some nerves headed back for the day, but the mother sent her son back because she thinks it's safer for him to be in school than out of school. Earlier this week, we brought you those haunting 911 calls made by some victims of the I-75 shooting and those who jumped in to help. Tonight, we are hearing from the dispatchers on the other side of those calls. When shots rang out on I-75 Saturday night, first responders were the first to know. In the hours after the shooting, officials say their 911 center received hundreds of calls, more than he's ever seen in his 24 years in dispatch.
We've got a lot of calls of people, wanting to try and report tips, information, think they may have saw the individual or, or may have information about where he could be.
And law enforcement are encouraging those calls while they are adamant that they believe Couch is still within their very large search area near where the shooting actually happened. They still want you to call if you think you've spotted him. Potential weather impacts could threaten in the ongoing search for Joseph Couch. Hurricane Francine is making landfall tonight along the Gulf Coast, and it is heading for western Kentucky by Friday morning. The storm will bring some rainfall to eastern Kentucky, still not known exactly how much, but trends show counties where officials are searching out west could get up to an inch of rain. With the rough terrain in Laurel and Rockcastle counties, the rainfall could cause more problems for authorities. Now an update on a story we first brought you yesterday, another shooting. State police are investigating a murder after they received a call yesterday morning. This is out of Wayne County. Troopers were called out to R. Barnett Road, where one man was reportedly lying in the road due to a gunshot wound. 75-year-old Samuel White was pronounced dead. Police believe White and 66-year-old Willard Upchurch got into an argument. Upchurch was arrested and is charged with murder. A couple of officials who worked for Southeast State Correctional Complex in Floyd County are accused of falsifying work hours. Documents obtained by the Lexington Herald-Leader show Charles Hughes and Danny McGraw were warden and deputy warden at the time. An investigation shows the men claimed pay for hundreds of hours they did not work. Investigators say Hughes claimed nearly 370 hours he did not work, while McGraw claimed more than 173 hours.
Well, we had temperatures today in the mid to upper 80s. A couple places made it into the 90s. Louisville made it to 91 as we take a look here at the numbers for today. Charleston made it to 90. We made it to 88 in Prestonsburg, as well as Somerset. Monticello, one of the cool spots at 72. 84 is the current was the high in Williamsburg. Made it to 86 in Hazard. Made it to 87 in Harlan. And look outside right now. Not a cloud in the sky. This is I guess we can say a picture postcard type of scenery across Buffalo Mountain right now. 86 is the current temperature at Monticello. That high in Monticello, disregard that because it looks like their sensor is down. So that was the last observed temperature before their sensor went down. 83 is the current temperature in London. Hazard's at 84. Jackson is at 84 as well. Prestonsburg, good evening to you. You're at 87 degrees. If you're going to grill out tonight, there's the grilling forecast. We'll go to 82 with plenty of sunshine by 7 p.m. Clear skies and a temperature of 75 by 8. Then increasing clouds if you're doing a late grill out at 9 o'clock with a temperature of 72 degrees. Live pinpoint Doppler radar right now showing a clean sweep across the area. Overnight lows will be in the 50s and 60s, but we have the latest information on Hurricane Francine. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about the big change in the overall forecast track, as well as the overall rainfall totals in the first alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
All right, thank you very much, Eric. 23 years after the attacks of September 11, 2001, memorials and events popped up all throughout the region today. WYMT's Buddy Forbes stopped by an event in Pike County.
9/11 shaped how we think about our own personal safety and the safety of our citizens.
With this particular iteration of the 9/11 Memorial, with the 23rd anniversary, we're going to focus more on what happened rather than why it happened.
Big Sandy Community and Technical College hosted a Patriots Day Memorial Wednesday, inviting students to reflect on the events of September 11, 2001.
And we realize that we have students that may not have been alive during the time of the 9/11 attacks.
Associate Professor Randall Hackney joined the military in 2002, inspired to serve after the first anniversary of the September 11th attacks.
9/11 reminds me that it's important to be a part of something bigger than yourself. The United States of America is bigger than all of us.
You know, that was a horrific day.
He says keeping the impacts of that day alive in the minds of today's students is the best way to honor the losses the nation suffered.
The United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Why do we have the increased security? Why do police forces matter? Why do emergency medical forces matter? A lot of these things were born out of incidents such as 9/11. So to remind ourselves of where we've been will help us see where we're going.
Discussing remembrance, service, and lessons learned, Hackney says the event is a way to spread the stories of sacrifice and how the nation stood together.
9/11 reminds me of that, so I can pay it forward for the people who sacrificed to give me what I have. I want to earn it for them.
Hoping to promote patriotism and promise. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Hackney is a sergeant first class who has served in the military for 22 years with 6 years of active duty, a career in the military that began as a response to the 9/11 attacks. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell had a statement on social media about 9/11 today. It says, quote, 23 years ago today, terrorists ended 2,977 innocent lives in an act of staggering cruelty. From the rubble, our nation rose to rebuild, to care for the grieving, to pay tribute to heroes who ran toward danger, and to bring murderers to justice. We will never forget. Another ceremony honoring the victims of 9/11 was hosted in Franklin County. Members of the Frankfort Fire and EMS talked about the incident that happened so long ago. Chris Wood of the fire department was just in elementary school when 9/11 occurred. Wood says firefighters on that day serve as a role model for the profession.
It's just something that we try to live up to day in and day out in our profession, just giving back to the community as best we can.
We also understand in less than an hour at 7 o'clock, Lexington firefighters will hold their 9/11 memorial stair climb at Kroger Field. EKU's Manchester campus is hosting a reception tomorrow to share updates regarding its endowed scholarship fund. Senate President Robert Stivers and EKU President David McFadden will be there. For the fall semester of this year, the fund has provided nearly $70,000 in funding support to 22 students on campus. The $1.5 million fundraising initiative was launched 1 year ago.